Mobbing. Catchy title, isn't it? A bit of clickbait. Yep, it's about me. The accounts might be somewhat small, but this is more or less who I am. I have done a lot of different things and 9 more experiences. For the last 4 years, I've been a Scrum Master, basically. And what I do, right now I work at PZU, so wonderful people there. They are out there, understand there is one team looking for a Scrum Master. Anyone know a good Scrum Master here? No? Okay. If you do, then they're out there. I also co-organize the Agile Coach Camp Poland, and I have the amazing opportunity to sometimes work with code sprinters and Eva, and yeah, it's amazing. If you want to catch up with me, you have my Twitter, you have my LinkedIn account, so feel free to join. Mobbing. Yes. Who thinks this is going to be a talk about bullying your colleagues at work? Okay, devious minds, great, we'll catch up later. Who thinks it's about a method, a way of working, which helps the team work together? More hands? Timid, but still, yeah, thank you. That's more like it, actually. It's about a very, very crazy idea, because as I said yesterday at the lightning talk, I like crazy ideas. The idea is absolutely crazy. Somewhat like what Alan told us a moment ago, but it's a bit more extreme, because it's people working on the same thing as Alan told us, but at the same time, on the same space, and on the same computer. So imagine how that looks. You have one person typing, and 5, 6 people navigating. Isn't that crazy? It's heresy, basically. But it works. It really does. So where did I start? There was a team I was working with, and they basically discovered it for themselves, in a way. How did it happen? We had a brand new team of people who had not a lot experience. The most experienced person had 1.5 year experience with Java, and we needed to start working with JavaScript. Amazing stuff. It's almost the same, basically, Java, JavaScript. You know, just take the script out and it will be fine. It was a completely new application for the company as itself, because we needed to, figure out how to do it, basically. And we needed to learn. We needed to learn fast about how to attend to people's needs, so the users' needs, how to build something of high quality. What kind of development standards do we need, well, so that we can work well together? So how do we do that? And the answer for this team was absolutely simple. Okay, let's schedule a slot of 2 hours every day and just come in and work on a piece, on a story we've taken into the sprint. So we did. Looked a little bit like this. Well, the room looked like this. This is kind of like a review, but the room looked like this. We had a big screen, we had a table, we had a safe space where everyone could feel that, they can work. And yeah, we didn't really have any rules. After some time, someone came and said, if we do it to more than 5 or 6 people, then it's not great, and we need to, just limit ourselves to 6 people. So we did. And we worked with it. And it was great, because we were doing the work, and we were learning at it, right? So what happened? What was the outcome of that experiment the team took? We learned more about the team and how we work together. From being a group of people, we changed into a team because we learned our own differences. We established better coding practices because, as saying test coverage and that you need to write tests, it's not the same as actually working on the same computer and understanding that the different ways of writing things may not be understood in the same way. So it helped us develop the way that the team programmed things. And we learned a lot about how to write solid applications, because we had one person who was more experienced and taught the others, and we figured out new and better ways to do it within the JavaScript frameworks or whatnot, so that we could change stuff on the fly. And we achieved a lot. So that was also amazing that Having many people looking at the same thing while we were creating it meant we caught bugs or issues on the fly. We noticed the opportunities to improve the product because, many people looking at it from different perspectives. It was like, hey, why is this taking so long? If I were the user, then, okay, so we caught a lot of things already during production, so to say. And the things we considered they would be the toughest, well, those just whizzed by because somebody had an idea there, somebody had a thought here, and we took them all together, and it basically worked. So I'm not talking a lot about cycle times as such, but if the hardest pieces, the things which we considered to be the hardest, that were just done and done very fast, then it says something already, right? Why did it work for us? I think that's an important question to ask, to take out any lessons from that. It worked because, and this is a quote from Woody Zuill, his mob programming book, this is the way that the team decided to work. That's basically it. I would start there, right? It worked because we needed to learn. We had the need to create a better product. We decided that this was the way we are going to do it, and believed that it would help us produce a better product, and invented the way so that it worked for us in our context. From a process perspective, I'll tell you that having close feedback loops to people who actually started using the software, even if they were internal, already at the sprint review or right after that, it was also crucial because we saw how good what we produced was. So we knew that our approach worked right away. So it wasn't a question of opinions. So why won't it work for you? That's a sad chapter here. I'm not going to leave you like that, but there needs to be something that during a presentation. So why won't it work for you? Yes, you'll lead everyone and say, yes, let's do more programming. People will be, yes, let's. But then they'll run away because it can be hard. Change is hard. It is a change. Why won't it work for you? Well, I have this trusty pickaxe, and I know how to use that. I don't know how to use the chainsaw. So I've taken this one from Henrik Knieberg, but yeah, basically that's it. People aren't stupid. They know that change is going to cost them somehow. They are, they prefer the touch of wood and like striking it with an axe. They liked it probably more than using an axe. And well, yeah, but if you want to have something you've never had, you're going to have to try something you've never done. So I think that's kind of important. So if you don't need to learn new things, you believe that you already know, you're the best developer or the best team of developers, and you already know everything about your product. You do not need to improve how things work, like communication issues and stuff within your team. If you impose it on your team, if you have a shared belief, and I've seen in multiple contexts that it will be more efficient if everyone sits down in their own little silo and codes. You'll produce more code, right? That will be more efficient. If you have that mental idea of efficiency, it might not work for you. If you have a group and not a team, well, the first time you start mob programming, you'll see how much issues and tension there are within that team. So you'll probably observe that. You might just want to stick to what the book says because Woody Zuill has a great frame for that. If you do that for a longer time, it will not work. And if your feedback loops are too long, so you will not know how your product is working, if it's satisfying the user's needs, you probably will not have a solid base of discussing that this approach actually works. It will be all based on opinions. But, it says so on my t-shirt. The people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who actually do. And this is a crazy idea. For many people in many contexts, this will be heresy. We're losing man hours or man days or efficiency or flow or something. No, it's actually a way to gain flow, to gain learning, to have a better team and stuff. So right now, what would I try? I would try to invite it, to the team as an experiment. Just start throwing the words around, make people familiar with it. Hey, this is this approach called mobbing. Yeah, I know it's crazy, it's heresy, but maybe we'd like to try it. If we already decide to try it, then start really simple. Read the fine manual, the mob programming book. You can start from there. It gives you nice frames to start with, but then don't stop there. Inspect and adapt the way things work. Attend to folks' needs. Like, everyone in there has their special needs to be attended to. Some have their beloved IDE, some work on a Mac, some are too introvert to be exposed for a longer period of time to a big team. Talk to the people, help them adjust things so that they feel comfortable with that approach. Because, as I've said, it brings about change. Change is not easy. Let's make it easy for people. So, as I've said, it's about crazy people changing the world with heretical ideas. Who here thinks they are crazy enough to change the world? Yeah, I've got some takers. Good. Thank you.